Now I'm not happy with the way this particular thing is working, so I'm going to.
Can you show just the sample how?
So like we did earlier, so we've got this thing here. So we've got the editor part, and in the editor part we actually specify edit the current view, and then only make the, I think you would remember this, that we did this for document approval. So I'm going to go here, filter, and then say show only if it is assigned to me, and then and the status is not equal to completed. Okay? So once you do that, you click OK. So the user 1 logs in. So once the user 1 logs in, he clicks on this request task, and then he approves it. Then it goes to the next person. It's disappeared from here. So to user 2 logs in. The 2 logs in, he gets to see his request, and then he clicks on approve. It's just come, oh, it's read only users. Look at that. See, this user is a read only user. He can't do anything here. So that means the user 2 needs to have more permissions to be an approver. Right? So that's amazing, right? So let's just do that. So go to site actions, site permissions. I'm gonna go to my members group. I'm going to go to my member. At a minimum, you need to be a member in order to do an approval. So I'm going to say user 2, and then add them here, then come back here, log in as user 2. So pretty interesting, isn't it? SharePoint automatically controls the behavior of the forms based on the. So now I log in, click on this, now it's all enabled. I click on approve, and then the leave approval possibly is now it's approved. So click on this, right, and then it comes back here, and user 1 approved, user 2 approved. Excellent. Exactly. Pretty interesting, isn't it? So now that is now how you were able to actually use an out-of-the-box approval workflow to approve InfoPath forms. Now the option 2 would be to actually automatically look up for the manager of the current user, right? So let's see how we can do that using SharePoint Designer workflows.
Who will do this?
So we'll go with SharePoint Designer workflows for approving the leave request. I'll go to my library here, I'll go to my workflow settings, and I'll remove this workflow. I don't need this workflow anymore, so I can just remove this, because I'm going to create a whole new workflow automatically. So let's go back here, go to library, and click on create a workflow in SharePoint Designer. So when I click on this, another tool opens called SharePoint Designer. SharePoint Designer allows you to create workflows. So create list workflow. So I'm going to add a workflow here. So I'm going to say leave request workflow, right, and then I'm going to click on OK. Now this workflow designer allows us to create as many actions you want. It's pretty interesting. So I can add more steps, and keep adding steps. I can add nested steps. I can say if condition and all that. It's amazing. Look at that. So you have various conditions, and for actions, what do you want to do based on the conditions. So you can actually design a workflow completely without writing a single line of code.